How's it going, ladies and gents? I'm back with a video. Thank you very much for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about my #1 client. These are the best clients I've ever had. They bought their first truck from me back in 2011. It was a factory ordered Silverado, and now they are buying from me a brand new 2023 Chevrolet Traverse. Now, to give you a little understanding of where we're currently at with the Chevrolet Traverse, it's March of 2024. There are barely any 2023 Traverses left. There are what we have, which is called the 24 Limited Traverse, which is a carryover model. It's basically the same thing as a 23. Here we have a 1LT. We have a 1LT here in RS with the RS trim, the black wheels, another 1LT. But these are all the 24 Limiteds. They're not the brand new 2024 redesigned Traverse that should be out within the coming months. Actually, we have some being built the week of March 11th. They'll go into production. Now, the reason why we're looking for a 23 or a 24 Limited is because in conversation with my customer, we decided that the V6 was the right engine for them. And that current V6 that we have is a 3.6 liter. It's 310 horsepower. We've been using this engine forever. GM has used it in the Impala. It was in the Equinox for a while. It was in the Camaro. It was in the Traverse. It's been in the Cadillacs, the Buicks, the GMCs. It's a very good engine. They've been using it forever. So when thinking about a brand new 2.5 turbo versus an engine that we know will stand the test of time, and being that this customer will keep this car for 10 or 12 years, it makes more sense to all three of us that you go with the V6. Other things we discussed in this process, obviously, is the equipment in the car, right? So they're currently driving a Silverado LTZ, so we want to make sure it has similar equipment to what was in that vehicle, is kind of what they were shooting for. We also talked about the color of the car. They thought that this time around they'd go with a white, whether it be the standard Summit white or the iridescent pearl white. Ultimately, they chose the actual white just from seeing cars out there on the road and realizing that's what they would ultimately like. So I was tasked with finding a premier Traverse with a V6, so either a 23 or a 24 in white. I started that search on my computer with the 2024 Limited model. It came up with a whole bunch of them in white. Figured, okay, this will be easy. But then I realized they were all like this one that I have on the lot already, which is a red line. Now the red line, as you can tell just from staring at it, it's all blacked out as far as the trim. Front grille, front bow tie, your wheels are black with the little red accents. Painted along the bottom of the Premier trim is black rather than body color. Black mirrors with the red accents, black badges with the red accents, black door handles, black window surrounds. Just basically the complete opposite of what this customer would normally like, which would be the chrome trim. You know, the chrome window surrounds, maybe a bright polished wheel, chrome door handles, chrome grille, even that gold bow tie up front. The customer really likes that gold bow tie. So although these are out there, that's not gonna work. The other option would have been to find a white high country. Now, this one here is the iridescent pearl white. It is a high country. A dealer needed something from us out on Long Island. We took this back from them. But ultimately, when I talked to my customers and we started talking about the bronze trim on the front and the big high country badges on the side, you know, there wasn't really anything here of value that really made sense for them to pay the extra $3,000 to $4,000 for the vehicle over the Premier. Again, now this one is the pearl white, which is $995 extra as well. You can actually see a good contrast here between the two. This is the pearl white on the left, the iridescent tri-coat, I should say, on the left, and the Summit white on the right. So we decided to rule this car out too. Now, by the way, this car was not here the other day. This just got here, I think, Tuesday when I was off. And then yesterday I pretty much wasn't here all day because I was out on a road trip getting the vehicle that I actually found and got. And I had to do it. I had to. This customer is the best customer I've ever had. Like, I had to get exactly what they ultimately decided they wanted, and here it is right here. So what do you think? I mean, how beautiful is this Traverse, man? classy looking. It has a nice presence. The Summit White looks phenomenal with the chrome accents, like the chrome grille, that gold bow tie. Down the sides of the vehicle, you have the chrome Traverse emblems, the chrome moldings around the windows, along the door, the chrome door handles. Like it's done in a very luxurious and elegant way. And I think it just looks phenomenal. On the inside, you know, we're all decked out with all the equipment that you can basically get in the vehicle. It does have a black interior. You can see you have some tan piping, tan stitching. You have perforated seats because these seats are ventilated up in the front as well as heated. And then the second row buckets are also heated in this, being it's a Premier model. We have the sunroof up over our head. We have the camera system, you know, front, back, bird's eye view. You have all the different ones you can select depending on what you want to see at any given moment. You know, all high definition. You have the hidden storage compartment inside here where you can put your sunglasses, maybe your wallet, whatever it may be. You know, just a really nice looking interior, very easy to use. You even have the full digital dashboard here with a couple of analog gauges on the left and right. And so I actually drove this vehicle from Norwood, Massachusetts, from New Car Chevrolet. So shout out to New Car up in Norwood, Mass. Thank you very much for giving this vehicle to us. This vehicle is actually for my parents, so I really wanted to come through. I had to do it. I wanted to make that trip and get this vehicle for them. So yesterday, I drove a Silverado 2FL 2.7 turbo out to this dealership, 245 miles, and I drove this one back, and I was rather impressed that if I press my button here, you'll see this actually was at 27 miles per gallon yesterday over that 250 mile trip. It looks like it dropped about a half a mile per gallon just because I'm sitting here with the car idling, but 27 miles per gallon in this vehicle on a 250 mile trip. And that was at, you know, 70, 75, you know, whatever the flow of traffic was doing, I was right there with them. Now I did run it in front wheel drive. I had it in two wheel, not in all wheel. So if I turn this to go to all wheel drive, you would get a little less fuel economy, but to get 27 miles per gallon of a vehicle this big, it's fantastic. Being this is a Premier, it also has all the power features, right? So your telescopic and tilting wheel is all power, so I can move this with the control on the left side of the steering column. You do have, of course, power mirrors. They are folding with one touch button here, where you can tuck those mirrors in. Oh, press one more time there. You can tuck those mirrors in both left and right. To go into a garage, whatever the case may be. You have your adjustability for your mirror, your seat, and then your memory package, driver 1 and driver 2. That memory package is corresponding to the key itself. So if we go into settings on page 1 here of our radio screen, we're gonna go to vehicle, and then we're gonna go down to seating position. You can turn these on, where if you toggle these on, now once you set your memory seat, as soon as you get in the vehicle and push that start button, it's going to either position 1 or position 2, depending on where you set it. If you had set up the exit position, when you turn the vehicle off, you can have that so it, you know, pushes the wheel far away, the seat back down to make it easier to get in and out. Pretty cool features, and you know, a ton of stuff in here that you can kind of change and customize based on how you want to use your Traverse. This does have in-dash nav, although most likely, you know, when you pair a phone for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you can use Google Maps and Waze and that sort of stuff as well. You can see you have a little green lightning bolt looking icon on your phone. That's because the phone is charging right now. I have my phone sitting in the wireless charging pad. You also have USB ports in the first row, the second row, the third row. So, you know, if my parents have the grandkids in the car and they got to keep their devices charged, everybody's going to have a plug. It's going to be perfect. I'm really excited for my parents. You know, they generally buy cars and they keep them 10, 12 years or so. And, you know, this is something that is going to have a lot more technology in it that they currently have. All the new safety features like lane keep assist, forward collision alert, emergency braking, side blind zone alert, like all the stuff that they don't have in their current 2011 Silverado is all, you know, stuff that's standard for the most part these days in vehicles. So they're getting a whole bunch more technology in a vehicle that's going to really ride nice, take them on their road trips and wherever they decide they want to travel to and go to. So here it is one more time, folks. 2023 Traverse Premier in Summit White. You know, I know my parents are gonna love this car. I'm really happy that I was able to pull this off and get the vehicle that they ultimately decided that they wanted, like the combination, the colors and that sort of thing. I was glad I was able to pull it through because there were not many left. This one was in Massachusetts. I found one in Michigan, one in Virginia, and one in Ohio. And then beyond that, we would have to look at maybe different colors or possibly a red line, which I know they really wouldn't have wanted. So it all worked out perfectly. They'll take delivery of this car, and I hope and am sure it will give them years and years and years of excellent service.